Hey everyone, welcome back to Bleach Brave Souls! Alright guys, so a few days ago I posted a poll on Twitter asking what character you guys would like to see gameplay for, and here are the results. With 33% of the vote, Tag Team Byakuya was number 1. So you might be asking yourself, why am I doing a gameplay for Valentine's Rukia, who is actually last on the poll? Well, apparently sometimes the raid schedule doesn't work out, and the proper stages for testing aren't available when I want to do a specific character, and I just have to make do. So that's what happened, guys. There wasn't a good green raid out at the time of filming, so instead of doing nothing, I decided to do just whatever was available. I did pay attention to the results though. I did want to do Tag Team Byakuya, and I still will, but we're going to do Valentine's Rukia today. It's close to Valentine's Day. There we go, that's the explanation, guys. So anyway, I think enough people are interested in this character anyway to warrant a video. So let's get started right into it, guys. If we look at the overview, Valentine's Rukia does not look very impressive. Just a quick look at the numbers shows a pretty low attack and pretty mediocre other statistics. Her soul trait as well is 20% stamina recovery, which is, it's not a great trait. So right off the bat, she's got some disadvantages. Her special does apply paralysis, and she can also proc paralysis on her normal and strong attacks, which is an added bonus. Now, if we look at the 6-star upgrades, she does get 7 of them, which is really good. That's a lot of 6-star upgrades because pretty much she needs them. So the most notable upgrades, guys, if we take a look, are the long reach and the bruiser, which really supplement her normal attack skills. She has a plus 40% normal attack range, and that is the highest I've seen. So she's going to have huge reach on her normal attacks, and she's got plus 30% normal attack damage, which is also very high. It kind of balances out the fact that she only has 490 base attack. So maybe that balances, maybe it doesn't. We'll find out when we look at the gameplay. Also, she has a plus 40% Berserker for strong attack damage, and she has a couple of other really nice benefits as well. She has an Enhancer, which increases the buff duration, and Valentine's Rukia is a buff character, so that's great. She has Debilitator, which increases the duration of her paralysis, and she has Blast Zone, which increases the range of her special attack. So Valentine's Rukia does have some very good upgrades, but she does have some kind of lower statistics, so I mean overall maybe it evens out, but we'll see. The first build we're going to look at is the normal attack damage build, and I feel that this is the best build for this character. As you can see, I've applied a Chappie, which has 40 stam, not perfect for this build. She has the glove, which is also not perfect, and she has the anniversary card, which is not perfect either. Ideally, I would want to have double Chappies with maybe another item that gives me 30% attack, but you gotta make do with what you have. The links are all plus 20 normal attack damage. I don't have any plus 25 normal attack damage links, so if you guys have better equipment than I do, you will definitely see better results. So I've also listed the notable upgrades. You can see here that she has 60% normal attack damage increase. The long reach gives her plus 40% range on her normal attacks. Bruiser gives her plus 30% damage on her normal attacks, and the increased attack is 60%. So, I mean, that's pretty good upgrades, and it's going to do decent damage. So with all that being said, let's take a look at her gameplay in a level 120 raid. Alright, so here we go. This is the level 120 Aizen Sosuke raid. Rukia has the attribute advantage here, and the killer advantage. So if we take a look at her normal attack string, 1, 2, 3, 4. The normal attack string has very good range, guys. The speed is probably average, so overall it's a very good string because of the range. Range is very important if you're relying mainly on normal attacks. And if you look at the damage is also very good, but keep in mind that this is the damage she does with the boost activated. Now when you run a normal attack build, you're not going to be able to keep the boost active all the time. The cooldown on the boost is about 40 seconds. So the boost lasts about 20 seconds, so you can keep it up about half the time. Even without the boost though, the damage is okay. It's not great, but the range is very good, so it kind of makes up for it a little bit. You can swing a little bit longer if you have, because of the range, you can kind of stay further away. And it procs paralysis, as you can see there. And the paralysis lasts a very long time, guys. It's got the enhancer boost from the 6-star upgrades, so it doesn't proc all the time, but when it does proc, it's very useful, especially on guarding characters, guarding enemies, because this character does have some issues with guard breaks. Like the first strong attack, you'll have to use 2 of them to break the guard because it doesn't multi-hit. So in order to break a guard with the first strong attack, you'll have to use it twice. Now the second strong attack does break guard also, and it does multi-hit, but the cooldown on it is kind of long. It's 24 seconds. And since Rukia only has the two strong attacks, the 2 offensive strong attacks, the guard break can be a problem in stages where, there's a lot of guarding enemies. You'll see it coming up soon. So right there, I'm without a guard break right now. Can be a problem. I'm getting hit quite a bit here. But another benefit of this character is, see, when she paralyzes, it's the same as a guard break. So the enemy's guard goes away. So even if the enemy is blocking and you're without a guard break, you still want to keep swinging just in case you proc a paralysis. Paralysis is as good as a guard break. I should be using the boost more often. With the boost on, she hits upwards of 5k with the last swing on her strong attack. On her normal attack, excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's, between upper 3,000s and 5,000, which is a pretty wide range. As you can see, she has the stamina recovery trait. Very nice for co-ops and things like that. And the first strong attack is just awful, guys. It has no range. It doesn't break guards on one swing. It's just not a very strong attack at all. But there we go, proccing paralysis again. It's always nice. See, I'm without a guard break quite often. But the paralysis, sometimes it makes up for it. It's not very reliable, but it's something, guys. It's something. There you see the damage on the unboosted swings. So, overall, this character is a little bit strange, guys. She benefits from recharge time, but she's definitely a normal attack-focused character, in my opinion. Her strong attacks are terrible. I'm not actually going to even go over her strong attack build because it's just not worth it. It's pretty much a waste of time, in my opinion. But so it's kind of a strange mix. You want recharge, but you also want normal attack damage. So it's a very unusual character in that respect. She's a great support character because of the boost, but if you can do it, if you can manage it in co-op, I would recommend going with some recharge, and if you can, some normal attack damage. We'll take a look at that build next. As you can see with the boost, the damage is actually quite good. But keep in mind, we are running a stage where we have both advantages. Overall, I would classify this character as a support character. In my opinion, she's not as good an option as Renji right now because she doesn't have the natural soul trait of strong attack recharge. So, even with full recharge, her boost will fall off. But it's not for that long, guys. Alright, so this is the normal attack damage build. The damage is decent. Utility is very good. Guard breaking is a problem, but she does proc paralysis once in a while, so that is an added benefit. As you can see there, sometimes you're without a guard break, just because of the cooldowns. And that first strong attack will not break guards on its own. You'll have to use 2 strong attacks, 2 of the first strong attacks, this one here, to break guard. And the range is just terrible, so that is one of the drawbacks. But overall, pretty decent effectiveness. I like using this character. So next, let's take a look at the strong attack recharge build. And this is kind of an odd build, guys, because she's still going to be focused on normal attack damage, but she's going to have recharge, which will let her use her buff ability more often. And that is very important for this character, and it's really important in co-op as well, if that's your role in your group. So as you can see, I've left the accessories the same, but I've replaced her links with all strong attack recharge links. I do have the Lost Agent Rukia, which gives me minus 14 strong attack cooldown, and I have two minus 12 cooldown links as well. So if we look at the summary of effects, she has reduced strong attack cooldown 38%, which is pretty decent. She also has all the upgrades she had before in the previous build. And once again, for this example, we're going to go through the level 120 Aizen Sosuke raid. Alright guys, so here we are again in the level 120 Aizen Sosuke raid. Let's take a look at the cooldowns with the strong attack recharge build. First strong attack is 5 seconds. The boost is 25 seconds. And the third strong attack is 15 seconds. So this is kind of an unusual setup, guys, because you have full strong attack recharge, but at the same time you're running accessories which prioritize normal attack damage. In general, the only reason you would do something like this is to lower the cooldown on the boost. And with this setup, you can run the boost pretty much all the time. You have like close to 100% uptime on it. Not 100%, but close to it. But as you can see, the damage really suffers, guys. It's not good at all anymore. Even with the boost active, look at this. It's barely 3000s. Without it, it's like some of the hits are like not even breaking 2000s. So, I mean, if you have a little bit better accessories than what I have on, you'll see better results. But I can't imagine it would be that much more. I am missing one chappie, so take that into consideration, guys. But overall, the damage is horrible. The only reason you would consider running something like this is for a co-op. And if you want to prioritize the boost, this is the way to go. But as I said before, you're going to really sacrifice all of your damage capacity. Usually with a strong attack damage character, when you build them for recharge, you want to prioritize strong attack damage, but in this case, her strong attacks aren't good enough to warrant that, and she only has 2 of them, so it's a very unusual situation for this character. She's a normal attack damage character that benefits from strong attack recharge. I mean, I guess you have more guard breaks available as well, but I mean, overall the effectiveness is terrible. If you run this type of setup, you're pretty much limiting yourself to a pure support role. I would never run with this setup in single player. It just doesn't do enough damage for me, for my liking, even with the boost. So, I don't really feel like I need to show you guys much more of this setup. You can see the damage here. It's very low. The boost uptime is very high, almost 100%, but to be honest, it doesn't make up for the lack of damage. Alright guys, so this is the strong attack recharge build. Not a very good build unless you're running co-ops. So that is my 2 cents on the matter. Alright guys, let's take a look at her special real quick. It does paralysis, and the paralysis lasts for a decent amount of time actually, guys. She does have the enhancer buff, so it is a useful secondary effect on her special. But since I am running a chappie, the damage is insignificant, really. You would only be using the special to proc the paralysis. And while they're paralyzed, you can really do pretty decent damage, even without any normal attack damage links. Alright guys, so that's a quick look at Valentine's Day Rukia. Overall, she's a very unique character with a very unique skill set. She's kind of a support character, but she can do decent damage if you set her up properly. I'm not going to even bother with a strong attack damage build, a pure strong attack damage build, because I find it to be somewhat useless, and I would advise against it because it really doesn't capitalize on her strengths at all. But with that being said, she is a very fun character to use, and if you bring her to co-op, your group's probably going to be very appreciative. So once again, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Look forward to the Tag Team Byakuya review. I'm going to do that whenever the raid comes out that I need. And for the next video, maybe I'll do some pulls on JP, or I might do some pulls on the Visor Gacha on Global. I haven't decided yet if I want those characters, but most likely I'm going to do either one or the other. So that's all I have for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.